The old house stood on a hill shrouded in shadow.
Sarah shivered as she helped her father unload boxes.
Their new home was imposing, with dark windows like vacant eyes. Sarah's younger sister, Lily, remained oblivious. She skipped around the overgrown garden, her laughter echoing in the stillness. Inside, the air hung heavy and cold. Dust motes danced in the slivers of sunlight that pierced the gloom.
She pushed away the unease, determined to make the best of their new life.
As dusk settled, casting long shadows across the lawn, Sarah felt a prickle on the back of her neck. That night, lying awake in the unfamiliar room, Sarah listened to the house creak and groan around her. Days turned into weeks, and the feeling of unease lingered, growing stronger with each passing moment. Sarah couldn't shake off the sensation of being watched, of unseen eyes following her every move, even in the safety of her own home. She started noticing things, small and easily dismissed, like objects slightly out of place or a chill in the air. The flicker of a shadow in the corner of her eye, always just beyond her full vision. The faint scent of jasmine in the air, though no jasmine grew near the house, adding to the mystery. At night, the noises intensified, becoming almost unbearable. Floorboards creaked in the hallway outside her room, though she knew Lily was asleep, and no one else was there. Once she woke to the distinct sound of her name whispered on the wind, a cold breath against her ear. Lily, however, seemed unaffected, sleeping soundly through it all.
When Sarah asked what was wrong, her voice trembling with fear, Lily pointed to the dark corner of the room and whispered, her voice barely audible, "He's here. He's angry." The words sent a chill down Sarah's spine, confirming her worst fears.
Lily's behavior grew increasingly erratic. She talked to herself constantly, giggling and whispering in hushed tones. When Sarah asked who she was talking to, Lily would only smile secretively and say, "My friend." This friend seemed to have a strange hold over Lily. She became withdrawn and secretive, her once bright eyes now clouded with a strange awareness. One afternoon, Sarah found Lily in the attic, surrounded by dusty old books. She was whispering intently to the empty air, her voice high and unnatural.
"He says she'll be joining us soon," Lily giggled, her voice echoing in the dusty silence.
Terror gripped Sarah's heart. Desperate for answers, Sarah began researching the history of the house. She spent countless hours in the library, poring over old books and documents, hoping to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within the walls of her new home. She discovered a chilling tale buried deep in local archives. The more she read, the more she felt a growing sense of dread.
Decades ago, the house belonged to a man named Elias Thorne, a recluse rumored to dabble in dark magic. His name was whispered in fear and awe, and his experiments were the stuff of local legend. One night, Thorne, driven to madness by an unknown force, murdered his entire family before taking his own life. The details were gruesome, and the town never fully recovered from the shock. Witnesses claimed Thorne spoke of a malevolent entity, a jinn, that had possessed him, twisting his desires into something monstrous. They said he was no longer himself, but a puppet to a dark force.
Sarah's blood ran cold as she realized the truth. The same entity that had driven Thorne to madness was now in her home.
Lily, you have to tell me about your friend. He's dangerous, don't you see? We need to get help before it's too late.
"He's not dangerous to me. He's my friend. And soon, he'll be your friend too. You just need to understand him like I do."
The jinn had Lily in its clutches, twisting her perception, making her believe it was her protector. Sarah knew she had to act quickly to save her before the entity consumed them both. That night, the jinn revealed itself in a way that no one could have anticipated. It manifested as a swirling vortex of shadows in the center of Lily's room, its voice a raspy whisper that seemed to slither through Sarah's bones, sending chills down her spine.
"You have a choice. Be possessed willingly, become a vessel for my darkness, or watch as I consume Lily's soul. The decision is yours, but choose wisely."
Tears streamed down Sarah's face as she looked at her sister, her eyes blank and vacant, a puppet in the jinn's grasp. The weight of the decision pressed heavily on her heart.
Take me. Leave Lily alone. I'll do it. I will be your vessel. Just spare her.
The djinn seemed to hesitate, a flicker of surprise in its shadowy depths. It had not expected such a selfless act. Then a low growl vibrated through the room as it accepted her offer. The air grew thick with a sinister presence. Sarah felt a searing pain shoot through her head, black tendrils of darkness wrapping around her mind, smothering her thoughts. She could feel her consciousness slipping away. As darkness consumed her, she saw a flicker of movement in the mirror across the room. The djinn was free, its sinister grin reflecting back at her.